What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Rex Righteous, and I'm back with another rap rant. Alright, so we are here in fight week, man. I'm actually leaving California right now. Mix up with work. But I'm on my way back to Vegas. I will be able to tell you what this town is like. I'll be able to tell you what the city is like. I'll be able to tell you what the atmosphere is like when we get a little bit closer, because today's Thursday, which means we're getting very close to the weigh-in. They had the post-fight, not post-fight, I'm sorry, they had a presser on Wednesday, which was yesterday, and it was some kind of like a face-off or whatever. And just another promotion, another way to get them to talk and do all this stuff where they're looking at each other, and just more promotion, you know what I mean? There's things being said, back and forth between teams, but when they come together, it's all classy, and they don't want to cut each other off. Obviously, Canelo knows that you have to talk a little bit of crap. Abel Sanchez talks a little bit of crap. Even Golovkin is talking a little bit of crap. Now, you guys might be surprised by what I have to say here, but I feel like the biggest disrespect that Golovkin has given Canelo in the setting of all these settings that they had. I'm comparing all the settings. So if we're talking about under the lights or face-offs or weigh-in, whatever, all the stuff that they've had, all the promotional stuff they have, out of all of them, I felt like the biggest disrespect that Golovkin has ever done to Canelo was at the under the lights setting when they had that show. The reason being is because they were talking, and it seemed like every time they asked Golovkin a question, he would laugh and smile and just act casual and just be like, Max, and Golovkin always has that attitude, and it seems like when he wants to really hurt someone, he doesn't do the Max thing. So I feel like he's coming off like Canelo is his little brother, and it's very disrespectful. I was trying to think from Canelo's standpoint or from Canelo's fan base standpoint, and I'm just like, wow, this is incredible, man. Like, he's straight up disrespecting them, and every time that he would start to talk, you could see that Canelo's cringing a little bit. Go back and watch that stuff, man. You can tell that Canelo does not want to be around him. He doesn't like him. You can tell that he's aggravated. Like, yo, why this guy thinks, he swears that I can't do nothing to him. He thinks that I really can't beat him. Like, why is he so calm? He should be stressed out like I am. I'm stressed out. So, I'm not going to tell you why I think he's stressed out, because obviously I don't live with him. I'm not around him. I'm not a part of his camp. And I really could only assume why he's stressed out, but it could be a million reasons. I just feel like a part of it has to do with, this is a big fight, and things could go wrong in this. It's not about him losing to Golovkin. I really feel like when Canelo says, yo, I don't fear this guy, it's not about him really trying to let you know, or trying to make you believe that he really is not afraid of him. It's that his career's on the line, his brand is on the line. De La Hoya and his Golden Boy promotion brand is on the line. there's a lot at stake for Canelo. You know, I would say almost just as much as Golovkin has at stake. Yes, Golovkin, you know, he could lose and everybody will laugh at him and whatever, but he'll still make his money, and I'm pretty sure that he'll get in there and fight again. He has a big enough name. Just depends on how he loses. Obviously, I think, you know, Golovkin has a lot more to, like, he has a little bit more to lose than Canelo. But it's not that far apart, you know, because Canelo loses, you know, his stock goes down. Everybody, like, kind of erases him. They'll forget him, you know. So, just off that standpoint, man, like, you know, check it out. Check it out because, all right, here's some things that I feel like Golovkin could answer, but he just doesn't. They asked Golovkin, it's not about just punching power, right? Max Kellerman's like, yo, it's not just about punching power. It's being in that position to deliver a good shot. So how is it that you're going to do that? And Golovkin says, wow, you know, that's a good question. Because it's not a regular question. It's not like, how are you feeling today, Golovkin? You're going to fight this Saturday. How are you feeling? You know, it's not a softball question. It's not like, you know, what do you think about Mayweather McGregor? You know, things like that. Like, we all know what he's going to say. But that is a specific boxing question. So what happens is he has to be particular about how he says it. He has to come off almost like a master, a teacher. And when you hear his answer, it's forgettable. It's not something that you can remember because he gives you a lot of whoop-de-whoop and a lot of la-la-la and just filler. And I feel like, you know, no, that's not a real answer. And it's crazy because that's him basically saying, I know something about you, or I could do something to you that you can't do to me. And that's the part that I feel Canelo is mad in his stomach, in his heart, and his mind. He's like, yo, I can't stand this guy. Why can't he just straight up say how he would knock me out if he's so damn good? How come he won't say it? And that's the part that I find Golovkin is masterful in. People think that he doesn't play mind games or whatever, and he's just some guy that's knocking people out. And he's a great bum beater. He just beats a lot of bums and looks good as he's doing it. But there's a lot of mind games being played here. You know what I'm saying? And that is one thing that I feel like Golovkin is doing to Canelo. He's crushing him, saying, I could beat you, and you can't do a thing about it. You could say all you want, but you know that when it comes to me being in the ring, you know who's the beast between me and you. You know, and no one has to know. It's just between me and you. Like, the public don't have to know. I just want them to watch. So if you ask Canelo, you know, a question about a specific boxing move or scenarios and stuff, go back, watch it. I'm telling you. Go back and watch. They ask Canelo about breakdowns and stuff. He's like, oh yeah, I like to be on the ropes, but you know, it just depends on my rival. If my rival is asking for it, then I'll do it. Basically, he's saying that he's a counterpuncher, and that if his rival puts him in that position, then he's gonna have to show him, because he considers himself a complete fighter. Now, I'm not gonna lie, man. I think Canelo's a pretty close to complete fighter. It's really hard to be a complete fighter, to be honest with you. Everybody has holes in their game. You know what I'm saying? Even as a person, you know, not everybody's perfect. So it's not something that you should really want to be, but you should try to at least be close to it. Try to be as most possible, as perfect as possible as you can be as a fighter. One thing Canelo doesn't have is a jab. he has jabs that are like with his right hand, and that's his power. That's his power hand. So he shouldn't be jabbing so much with that hand. But hey, I'm just a guy that critiques. I'm just a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to become a journalist. So my point is to you guys is that there are some things that Canelo can do. He can get against those ropes and he can leverage himself. Obviously when you're against the ropes, you don't have all the leverage in the world. Your hands are like, in this scenario. But if you leverage your feet really, really well, you can use some of the space by moving your legs back and stuff like that, and using the space that the ropes give you when you put pressure on the ropes. But all that being said, Golovkin loves that kind of stuff, and I don't see how that could work. So, I don't know. I don't see this working for Canelo. I really don't see this fight working for Canelo. I feel like he will be a fish out of the water when he gets into the middle of the ring. It will be basically like, Stephen Curry with the ball and Tim Duncan guarding him on the 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? It's just in the middle of the ring, Golovkin eats Canelo. Off the jab, off the back foot, off of evasive movements, because Canelo obviously doesn't know how to cut off the ring like that. He likes to follow. He likes to go with whatever the opponent gives him. So on that behalf, I think, I don't think Canelo has much to offer. Now, on the counter punching aspect, I think he has a lot to offer. I think that's his best option, and his only way to win is to counter punch like crazy. I don't know how much he's going to be moving around the ring. That's a concern for me, because he's very flat-footed and he just hangs out sometimes, and that's not smart. So it's going to be different. There's going to be some things that we don't expect to happen. Golovkin might have a game plan. He might not. Canelo might have a game plan. He might not. Canelo might play off of whatever Golovkin does. Golovkin might play off of whatever Canelo does. We don't know. But we can't expect for these guys to be people that they're not. People talk about Canelo's speed. I don't know about that. How many times have we seen him fight guys that are smaller than him, outpunch him, outland him, and then when he starts to find openings on them because they're still trying to break him down, we see a little bit of speed, we see a little bit of craftiness, and then we're like, holy crap, Canelo can punch, holy crap, Canelo's fast. But that's after him being landed on for rounds and rounds and rounds. You know what I mean? Cotto landed on him, Khan landed on him, Liam Smith landed on him, backed him up and all that. But he didn't care. He just wanted to show off. It's the same thing when he fought James Kirkland. James Kirkland landed on him too. I mean, they weren't good fights. That wasn't a good fight, or that wasn't a good combinations or anything like that. But he put his head down and went up against Canelo's chest and started landing on him. Golovkin's not gonna do that. He might back him up, but it's not like he's not gonna move his head back. Like, he knows exactly what he's doing. Exactly what he's doing. And he knows what Canelo's capable of. So I really feel like what's gonna go down is Canelo's gonna throw everything but the kitchen sink at Golovkin. And we're gonna have to see what Canelo is really made of. Because whether Golovkin wins or not, He's going to force Canelo to come out to show all his everything in his toolbox. He's going to have to bring it. And if he beats Golovkin, he's going to have to show the world that he's better than anybody at 160. And that's very hard to do. You know, because even Golovkin has troubles with guys at 160, and you know, he's not a perfect fighter either. Everybody could have a bad day. You know, he could possibly, you know, lose to someone, you know, one day. It's possible. You know, I don't know. I could see Golovkin winning a rematch versus Jacobs, but it's possible that Jacobs could beat him. Who knows? You know, maybe with age, eventually he won't be as dominant. You know, or maybe he won't be able to take as much hits because he initiates that sometimes. But you know, who knows? This is just my evaluation. I wanted to break down the fight. There's not much of a undercard. I've been watching some of the fights. I was heartbroken by Chocolatito. I felt bad for him, but he's had a great career. First ballot Hall of Famer. 9 years as a champion. Gotta respect that man. I don't know, guys. I really feel like this is gonna be a big, big event. I'm looking forward to watching the fight live. I'm also looking forward to seeing if these guys really show up to show who they really are. You know what I mean? This will be the first time something like this happens. You know, Klitschko has done stuff like this in the past, but never this close. You know, it would be the first time a guy from, you know, Eurasia or from the Russian side or Kazakhstan or anything like that come and win big like this. You know, the face of boxing. All the Mexican fans, all the Hispanic fans are going to be watching. All of America is going to be watching. This is a big, 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 big fight. So, you know, I'm looking for some crazy stuff to happen. It's possible that it could happen. But if Canelo wins clean, I'll give him the props. No problem. I'm always going to critique no matter what. If I see something, I say what it is. I don't care. You know, people like to think that, you know, everybody wins fair and square all the time. That's not the truth. Obviously, it was the same thing if, you know, when Golovkin beat Jacobs. People didn't like every little part of it, but he beat him, you know. And I thought he won, you know, decisively with the jab and with that knockdown. It's so obvious, you know. If you want to look it up, and look for those things. It's very easy, you know. But if I see some fuckery, I'm gonna call it, you know. But you know, they're saying that Golovkin is not Kovalev, you know. He has a good team. They get along with Golden Boy. They've signed off on it. They knew what was coming. They went to the Kovalev fights. You know, they've seen it. They've seen the fuckery. So, you know, they saw the fuckery with Pacquiao and all that. So it's gonna happen. You know, but doesn't mean that it has to happen to him. So that's it, folks. If there's anything I missed out on, let me know. I've seen a few breakdowns of how Canelo can catch Golovkin with the right hook, how Jacobs caught him with a right hook, and how Kell Brook caught him with a right hook. Some people thought that Golovkin can't fight off going backwards. I think that's not true. You know, you have examples of that in the Jacobs fight and in the Kell Brook fight. He's been seen going backwards, you know, moving backwards, or even with Lemieux too, he went backwards a little bit, waited a few punches, and then landed again. You know, he'll wait 2 or 3 punches. punches smooth, and then jab. His jab is crazy, man. He'll stick that jab out there and try to win off that jab more than anything if he feels that he's in trouble. And that's what's needed. That's what you need to do as a boxer, you know. But let's see, they both have different ways of fighting, different body types and stuff like that. Let's see what happens at the weigh-in. The weigh-in's supposed to be early tomorrow. Gives Canelo over 24 hours to come in at whatever weight he wants. If he decides not to weigh in for the IBF, you know. So, you know, let's keep everything posted here, man. Sorry for the long video, but I haven't been on for a while, so I thought it would be nice for me to just give you a big video like this. And that's it, guys. That's all I have for you. So until then, enjoy the fights and let's keep boxing alive. Peace out.